each other. They're high-end competitors, etc., etc. But you've known they were coming for you when you were waving your hands in your face to mock Caitlin Clark when you were beating her for the national championship. And you also are old enough to know that in this society, whether they want to admit it or not, they don't like seeing somebody black coming at somebody white who is a beloved star of theirs. That's not the case with all. It's not the case with most. But those who screech the loudest get the most attention sometimes.
Recent WNBA statistics highlight impressive achievements in league history. Only 40 triple-doubles have been recorded since the league's inception, with Cheryl Swoops achieving the first during the night. Caitlin Clark recently added to this exclusive list, becoming the first rookie ever to record multiple triple-doubles in a single season. Her performance this week included scoring 3-point shots, bringing her season total to 102 and positioning her 19 attempts behind Diana Taurasi in second place and 26 behind Sue Bird of the New York Liberty.
Most, but those who screech the loudest get the most attention sometimes. And that's what the worst of cynics and critics do. And so you knew they were going to come for you. You had to know that. Now, to the degree that they're doing so, I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from. But keep your spirits up, because you're at a decisive advantage, Angel Reese. You're at a decisive advantage because they made the mistake of letting you know who they are, whoever those people are. And now you have perfect justification.
Clark has emerged as the clear Rookie of the Year frontrunner and a serious MVP candidate, though she trails Abasha Wilson in MVP consideration. Her dominance over fellow rookie Angel Reese in the Rookie of the Year race appears decisive, despite Reese having a commendable season herself. Reese recently launched a weekly podcast called Unapologetically Angel through Shaquille O'Neal's Playmakers Network. During the debut episode, her cousin and co-host encouraged discussion about her rivalry with Clark and the treatment she receives from Clark's fan base. Reese's response addressed concerning aspects of fan behavior and its racial undertones.
Whoever those people are. And now you have perfect justification for keeping people at bay and not letting people too close where they could potentially hurt you. It's something most people usually learn when they get older. You learned it younger, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. You're at an advantage. As for the Caitlin Clark fans she was alluding to, she ain't lying. It's not all, it's not most. A lot of them are fun-loving. A lot of them are great fans. A lot of them are great, great people. But some of them are racist.
Reese acknowledged the passionate support Clark receives from Iowa and Indiana fans, but identified troubling racist elements within this fan base. She clarified that Clark herself doesn't endorse such behavior, but the harassment Reese experiences extends far beyond typical sports criticism. The abuse includes death threats, stalking incidents where individuals have appeared at her residence and followed her home on multiple occasions. Perhaps most disturbing, Reese revealed that malicious individuals have created artificial intelligence-generated inappropriate images of her and distributed them to family members. Such violations represent extreme forms of harassment that transcend sports rivalry and enter criminal territory.
But some of them are racist. Some of them don't want Angel Reese to be the one coming at her, and they use ethnicity as the rationale behind it. Again, very few compared to the many who wouldn't do that. But it is that kind of hate. I've seen it for years. I saw it when Allen Iverson was playing, and I was covering him every day. They saw it when Michael Jordan was on the come up. LeBron James, need I remind you?
While Reese's youth at 22 might explain some naivety about expecting better treatment, the severity of abuse she endures is inexcusable regardless of her age or actions. The harassment demonstrates how certain individuals hide behind keyboards and anonymity to engage in behavior they wouldn't exhibit publicly. Sports analysts acknowledge that both players maintain mutual respect despite their competitive rivalry. Clark's star power and box office appeal are undeniable, while Reese has established herself as a formidable competitor. Their relationship appears professional and cordial, with any animosity existing primarily among certain fan base segments rather than between the players themselves. The racial dynamics underlying some fan reactions became evident during their college championship game, when Reese celebrated demonstratively after defeating Clark's team. Observers noted that such celebratory gestures, while common in sports, triggered disproportionate negative responses from certain fans who objected to a black athlete's confident display against a beloved white star. This pattern isn't unique to women's basketball or contemporary sports. Historical precedents exist throughout professional athletics, where black athletes have faced similar treatment when competing against or surpassing white counterparts. Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James all experienced comparable harassment during their careers, including incidents like racial slurs spray-painted on James's. The incident's aftermath proved equally problematic. Rather than offering immediate contrition or attempting private reconciliation, Reese took to social media with a response that many interpreted as dismissive and inappropriate. Her public statement suggested the organization official understood it was a heat-of-the-moment situation and wouldn't allow an apology, while indicating such behavior wouldn't recur. This social media response drew criticism for several reasons. First, it appeared to minimize the severity of the physical confrontation with a team executive. Second, it positioned the victim of the incident as somehow complicit in preventing proper accountability. Third, the casual tone and emoji usage suggested a lack of understanding about the gravity of the situation. The incident occurred within a broader pattern of concerning behavior. Days earlier, Reese had engaged in public criticism of league officiating during post-game press conferences, using profanity and making statements that many viewed as unprofessional and counterproductive. Stephen A. Smith's response to these events generated significant attention and further controversy. Smith's commentary focused on themes of professionalism, league dynamics, and the contrast between different player approaches to building the sport's profile. Smith's analysis emphasized the broader impact of individual player conduct on league perception and growth. He highlighted statistical evidence showing dramatic viewership differences when certain marquee players participate versus when they don't. According to data he cited, games featuring Caitlin Clark average 1.178 million viewers, while games without her presence dropped to approximately 30,94,000 viewers. This viewership disparity illustrates the precarious nature of the WNBA's current market position. The league's dependence on specific individual players for audience engagement creates vulnerability when those players face injuries or other absences. Smith argued that protecting and supporting players who drive fan interest should be organizational priority. The commentary also addressed concerns about on-court treatment of marquee players. Smith suggested that physical targeting and aggressive play against top draws like Clark may be counterproductive for league growth. He argued that allowing such conduct could damage the very assets that bring new fans to the sport. Smith's broader critique focused on what he characterized as a culture of jealousy and unprofessionalism among some players. He argued that instead of channeling competitive energy into team success and personal improvement, certain individuals seemed more focused on undermining peers who generated positive attention for the league. The contrast between different player approaches became central to Smith's argument. While some players focused on building bridges to new audiences and expanding the sport's reach, others appeared to prioritize personal grievances and public controversies. This dynamic, according to Smith, ultimately damaged everyone's interests by limiting league growth potential. The incident raised broad team dynamics also factor significantly into individual player behavior. When collective performance suffers, individual frustrations can manifest in counterproductive ways. However, professional athletes are expected to maintain composure and channel competitive disappointment into constructive outlets rather than public outbursts. The incident highlighted ongoing debates about the WNBA's growth trajectory and the factors that either support or hinder league development. Market expansion requires consistent professionalism from all participants, particularly during televised events that reach new audiences. Media coverage of women's professional sports faces unique challenges in balancing legitimate criticism with supportive coverage that encourages continued investment and attention. High-profile controversies can either generate beneficial publicity or reinforce negative stereotypes that damage long-term growth prospects. The situation demonstrates how individual actions can have collective consequences in professional sports environment. While personal accountability remains paramount, the interconnected nature of team sports means that individual conduct affects teammates, organizations, and entire leagues. Moving forward, the incident serves as a case study in crisis management and professional development within elite sports contexts. Organizations must balance accountability with support while maintaining standards that protect institutional credibility and promote positive league growth.